Hey traders, in this video, I'm going to show you how I built my own range breakout robot, and let me tell you, the results are absolutely crazy. To create this robot, I used EABuilder.com since I'm not a programmer. It's actually very simple to use, even for someone like me. The first step is choosing when the robot should send orders, and I can easily adjust those times to fit my preferences. Since this is a breakout strategy, the robot will only enter a trade if the price breaks out of a range that I've defined. The robot also calculates the range based on the number of bars I set. For example, 10 bars means the last 10 candles. So for example, if I tell it to trade at 3 p.m. and to build the range using the last 10 bars, the robot will automatically place a buy stop at the resistance and a sell stop at the support level. I also set a stop loss. For long trades, the robot places it below the support zone by a distance I choose, and for short trades, it places it above the resistance plus the distance I define. All distances are calculated in pips. I also add a take profit, which is calculated in pips as well, but this one is based on the entry price. I do the same for sell orders. With one click, EABuilder copies the buy conditions and automatically flips them. But I always make sure to double check that everything was flipped correctly. So far, everything looks fine. Now let's move on to how the robot closes trades. Because I want the robot to take only one trade per day, I've set it up so that if there's a breakout to the upside and it enters a buy trade, it will automatically cancel the opposite sell stop order. And the same applies if the breakout goes downward. I also set the robot to close the trade at the end of the day. It hasn't been closed by stop loss or take profit because I don't want to keep any trades open overnight. That's why I added an option to select the exact time for closing active trades. Now I'll repeat the same process for short positions and the pending sell orders. After that, I add a trailing stop loss. This helps me secure profits as the trade moves in my direction. I also include an option to start trailing only after the stop moves above break-even, plus a few pips. And of course, all of these settings can be customized based on my own preferences or what I see in the backtest results. I also assign a magic number to this robot, so I can distinguish its trades from others, which makes it easier to analyze performance. Then I choose which days it's allowed to trade, and I set the maximum number of trades per day. Since I only want one trade a day, I leave it at one. For now, these settings are all I need to begin testing. Inside the money management settings, I can choose between using a fixed lot size, a percentage of the account, or even martingale. I went with the percentage-based option because I want the trade size to increase as my account grows and also to reduce risk if the balance goes down. Finally, I add all these settings into the input section, so when I'm testing or trading with the robot, I can clearly see everything and make adjustments if needed. When EABuilder generates the full source code for me, I simply copy it and paste it into MetaTrader. Inside MetaTrader, I create a new expert advisor file, give it a name like Range Breakout EA, and click Compile. That way, the robot gets saved directly into my MetaTrader platform, and I can immediately start testing it in the strategy tester. Now let's move on to testing the robot. Personally, I really like trading indices, so I'll go with US 30, the Dow Jones index, because it often gives us strong and clean moves, which are perfect for breakout strategies. In my time zone, the market opens at 3:30 p.m. Central European Time, so that's when I want the robot to start trading. I also set it to calculate the range based on the last 10 candles on the 5-minute chart. This is a common approach known as the opening range breakout strategy. There are quite a lot of settings you can customize in this robot, but for today's test, I'll go with a simple setup just to see how it performs. As we can see, the robot is actually working. It's opening trades, placing both stop loss and take profit levels, and the trailing stop loss is functioning as well. So let's speed it up a bit to see how the robot would perform over time. If you're enjoying this kind of content and want to see more trading robot videos like this, make sure to subscribe, otherwise, there's a chance you might not see me again. Keep in mind that this robot test should be taken with caution, and it's very important to do your own research before trying it out. Trading with real money always involves risk. Alright, the backtest is finished. let's take a look at the results. Since I gave the robot a more aggressive setup, the backtest results reflect that level of risk. As we can see, the equity drawdown was 50%, which is quite high, but that's also reflected in the potential profit of 37,197,660 USD from 100,000 USD. Alright traders, that's it for today's video. I hope you found it helpful or at least interesting. And don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss the next test.